Brooke Helmick from Human Rights Studies presenting Human Rights and the Rise of Extremist Hate Groups, Lessons for American Democracy.
How do we define the health of American democracy? As a civil rights advocate and a human rights practitioner, I understand this in part by measuring the health of a community, not just the survival of the people, but their quality of life. And I understand this through a term I've created called social wellness indicators, which captures different intervals of stability, such as high school graduation rates, food security, and voting participation, through the lens of internationally recognized human rights obligations. And these metrics are helpful to understand the stability of a democracy. This is where my research comes in. I aggregated data from civil society and federal databases to identify a potential correlation between extremism and social wellness. And what I found was incredibly interesting. I found that there was a clear correlation between high levels of social wellness and low levels of extremism. But the reverse was not always true. This is important for two reasons. First, increasing state funding for social wellness programming not only increases the quality of life for the American people, but has a clear correlation with keeping rates of extremism low. And so this means that social wellness programming is an easily achievable prevention tactic to limit extremist organizations from being able to grow and expand their base. Secondly, my research corroborates the work of others, demonstrating that once extremism has taken hold in a community, it is incredibly difficult to root out. The rhetoric and motivational language of these organizations tends to follow general patterns, but it doesn't seem to reach those most left behind by system failures, those that we logically may assume would want to push against and disrupt governmental structures. And so, the strongest tool in our prevention toolkit will be to prevent the movement of the Overton window, the normalization of extremist language, and to prevent extremist organizers from being able to gain a platform in the national conversation, because there's a clear link between extremist organizing and democratic backsliding. As my research indicates, when human rights obligations are met by the state through social wellness programming, the rates of extremism and hate organizing remain low. And so, these indicators can be used by civil society and advocates looking to find tangible ways to strengthen American democracy. History indicates that the democratic process, strong as it may appear to be, is actually incredibly fragile and can easily collapse when the circumstances are right. And therefore, participating in advocating for and electing officials who support these policies, as well as being brave enough to run yourself, is of paramount importance when seeking to build safer, more peaceful, stable democratic communities. Thank you.